Hello, it's Karen, the Weekend Craftaholic, and I thought it was about time I used this shrink film wrap. Now, I've not used this before, but it's been in my craft room for at least 7 years because I had it before we moved into this house, so I know I've had it longer than that. Now, this pack, as you can see, came with this pre-printed white sheet with florals on, ready to colour, and also this transparent sheet as well, which is just an A4 size. It does have all the instructions on the back, so I'm going to try and follow those. Although from what I've seen on videos before, it's pretty straightforward to use. So I'm going to do a bit of both. I'll colour in a few of the flowers to shrink, and as well as make a few of my own to stamp, and I'll just share the results with you as well. So if you've not come across this before, I think a lot of people call it shrinking in America. I'm not going to use all of it. I'm just going to cut away a couple of inches of this clear one. And my idea is just to make a few little earrings, I think, for my nieces. I'm just going to make some earrings with this shrink. So you can see I've got this stamp set. I'll need to have a look where it's from. I can't remember it. I feel like it's Rosie Studios. But the reason I got this was because this little stamp, the one that I'm using, looks just like our little dog Fudge when he's ready for the groomers. So because he doesn't molt, every couple of months we've got to take him to the groomers, and when his fur is really long, it looks like this. It really does look like this. In fact, my daughter's got a tattoo very similar to this, and yeah, it's very cute. So I thought I'll make a couple of dangly earrings. You could probably make stud earrings as well. I think it's popular for key rings for kids, but I thought a bit of fun, get it used up. I'm trying to get through on my stash, and we'll see how we go with it. Now you can see I'm using StazOn ink. This is the one that I recommend on any kind of plastic surface. It does take a little bit to dry. And the next stamp set I'm going to use is this one from Hello Bluebird. This is another one of my firm favourites. These otters. Again, I think this would be fun to put on some kind of dangly earring as well. So I've got my little earring pieces from Kmart. They were super cheap. So I thought I'd put these together ready to send over in a parcel. Now, I don't show you all of the colouring in the video, but when you're doing the stamping yourself like this with StazOn, colour from the back, because if you start colouring with your markers over the StazOn, it will smudge and move around. So that's my top tip. Turn it over, colour from the back. What I will say, and you will see, is that I colour these otters in different shades of brown, and I don't particularly think I'm using a dark colour brown, but it really does come out darker. So what I've found with this process is that whatever you colour in, it always comes darker. Now the little dog faces, I didn't colour in at all. I left them transparent, and I have to say they've come out my favourite because it's just that outline with that clear transparency to it. So that's something else you might want to think about, just stamping an outline and leaving it at that. So once I've stamped all of these, I just leave it for a little while to set and dry. I don't want to risk smudging any of it. Oh, I found this stamp set as well. This was fun. It was an old one. I've had no idea where this one's from, but it's got these little smiley faces. So again, I thought I'd colour those in yellow as well, just to send through. Now, the other thing I should mention with this shrink film, it says it reduces it down to 20%, so you lose 80% of your image and you just get left with 20%. So I'll do a comparison and show you that as well at the end. And you see here, I'm using my Copic markers. So from what I've read, you can use any alcohol markers. You can also use things like your gelatos, colouring pencils, that kind of stuff will work. The only thing, like I say, that I would really think about is don't do anything too dark, because some of the flowers that I colour here really do come out a different shade than what I expected, and I really don't like the ones that are too dark. Now, whether that's because I'm actually colouring on a white piece here, I'm not too sure. I'll be honest, when I bought this pack, I didn't even realise that these flower impressions were already stamped on. I thought it was just an example. I thought I was buying 2 sheets of the wrap. So it wasn't really good value at all. I'm trying to think how much I paid. It was at least $5. So yeah, if it's a project you want to do one afternoon with the kids, I think it's worth spending that. It's a little bit of fun, but just for one transparency sheet to make your own stuff with, I feel like it's a little bit of a waste. I could probably stamp on the back of this, but then you'd see this on the back of your image. So yeah, I don't think you could use the double-sided version of it. Now, I haven't recorded the side of it where it goes into the oven, but the instructions tell you obviously to cut out your pieces first and then put it on a baking sheet or a Teflon sheet and then cover it with some parchment paper or baking paper. That just stops it getting stuck when it folds in on itself. And when it's in the oven, it's obviously getting hot. You'll see it curl up, and at the point where you see it curl back down and it thickens, that's when you can take it out of the oven. These instructions said 2 to 3 minutes, but oh my, within 30 seconds, these pieces had curled up, curled back down, and I thought, because of the darkness of it, I thought I just need to take it out now. There's no way I could leave these in for 3 minutes. And they look done, for want of a better word, as well. So here they are as they come out. You see what I mean now about these real dark pieces? I just put this craft mat in the oven. I know it's heat proof, and you can see here the comparison of the size of this was a flower that I cut out with what the remains of it look like. These smaller pieces, I said these were my favourite, the transparent ones of the little dog. I think these are probably more effective than anything just because I've not got any extra colouring on that. But yes, very cute. This is a comparison side by side with the original stamp. So if you've got a bigger stamp, you'll obviously be left with a far bigger shrinking ink than I will. Looking at it now, I could probably make little stud earrings with these. They'd be small enough to go into your earlobe for sure. Some more comparisons against some of the other images as well for you. And the other thing I would say, depending on what supplies you've got, is you may want to make your hole if you're going to put a loop through it for a keyring, for example, or put it on even just on some twine to make a necklace, is maybe puncture the hole first. But bearing in mind that hole that you punch is also going to shrink down. So you need quite a big hole. I'm going to show you in a sec. I've got my crocodile to use, but I know not everyone has a crocodile, and I don't think a normal hole punch would work through it. The crocodile's great because it will cut through leather, fabric, plastics, all that kind of stuff. So bear in mind as well, if you did want a hole, to make it big enough and understand the hole's also going to reduce down as well in the oven. Now this particular hole punch, or this crocodile, is great because you can see it's got 5 different settings. The smallest hole punch, can't quite see, it's a bit blurred on here. It's super tiny, the one that I'm just changing to now, so that works really well. I think it's 1/8 of an inch, and that's perfect size for me to just put these little earring hoops through as well. So I hope you enjoyed that very quick demo. I'm glad I finally got to use it. If you've got some sitting around in your stash, give it another go. I think you'll have a lot of fun. I've seen people recently using this to make some little images for shaker cards. But that's all from me. I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching.